right, we're getting live. We're getting live on YouTube, live on Facebook, personal, and live on Instagram. And here we are. And let me just do one more thing. I'm gonna start this live video right here. Give me 1 second, just to make sure that it's working. I gotta flip this phone. And the last thing I gotta do is check that I am here and check the sound, because sound has been an issue for me lately. So let me make sure that I am connected. So give me 1 second. And apparently I am connected. So let me just put this back a little bit. So make sure that it's working. And it's working apparently. All right. Do me a favor, guys. Here I am to bring more and more value to you guys. And please, if you're watching already this, could you type the word coffee or give me thumbs up that the sound is working? And I'm gonna check my sound here. So if you allow me for a second, and sound is working. Sound is working. Sound is working. So let me see if I can get to see the comments here. If I don't get to see the comments, I apologize. So today I want to talk about on Instagram. You cannot see the description. It says don't chase the money. Let me get rid of this right here. Don't chase the money. So today, 7 minutes, that's all I have, maybe 10 minutes. I want to talk about, are you an entrepreneur? Are you starting a business? Are you in business, or are you getting out of business? That's what my topic of the day. And I like to share a couple of things. Yes, this title, it says, why Pablo Escobar would have made an outstanding or a successful entrepreneur. Don't hate. You know why? Pablo Escobar was the one that destroyed my country and got me out of my country. That's at least my excuse. And have me become an immigrant and live in the United States. So why am I thinking that Pablo Escobar would have made a successful entrepreneur? Well, number one, I would watch the news every single day. And after watching the news, there was always something going on, and Pablo Escobar was constantly on the news. Of course, he killed a lot of people. He put bombs. He was intimidating. He was kidnapping people. He was in the bad side of the equation of the industry. But yet, he was a hustler. And I'm typing here, don't chase the money. I want to get into that in a second, because what does it take to be in business? So before I get started with the formula, because I'm going to share a formula today, formula that I came up with. So if you don't think it's the right or the wrong formula, Alex, could you type the word coffee? Appreciate over here to let me know that the sound is working. So the formula that I'm going to be talking about is 3 or 4 elements that are required in order for you to either be successful in business, or number 2, to create profit, because profit, money is required it's essential in any kind of business. But if you chase money, you will become frustrated, very frustrated. Now let me go back over here to make sure that my cameras are working, that everything is correct. Yes, thank you Instagram, thank you Facebook. I apologize Instagram, I cannot get to see your comments right now because I have my cameras, so you get to see this right here. So let's get to the meat and grit. Number 1, it's and I'm going to be talking about why Pablo Escobar would have made a successful entrepreneur. It's a very rough statement, right? Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Alex, Agnes, everybody that is watching me. All my cameras are flipped, so I cannot see your comments. So today I'm going to be talking about the 3 or 4 elements. There are the factors or elements required in a formula for you to be in business. Number 1. Everybody wants to take action in something, a marketing business plan or a business plan or an idea. But you know what? Everybody, or at least some that I know personally, they will not take action until they have a business plan. So here's my concept on business plan. Yes, it is important. It is very important to have a business plan, or at least what we call an idea. But here is my point. Here is my intake of the day. The best way to start a business is to actually get in business. You know why? Because we can write all the business plans, you can write everything left and right. I don't know if I have one of my business plans here. Let me see if I have it here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe, let me look. So I got quite a few. I'm looking for some of the business plans right now. So I can show you that business plans are required. They look very beautiful on paper, you know? You go in, you know, papers and then ideas and performance and projections and all of these things. They are somehow required, needed, you know? More and more business plans. Lots and lots of business plans and market research and addendums and all this information, okay? Here is my opinion on those business plans. The best way to start a business is to get in business. What do I mean by that? Here's what I mean by that. Not until you are doing things, not until you're actually in the activity, not until you are in the hustle, in the grinding, not until you are performing, you will not start seeing the problems, the opportunities, the challenges, the ups, downs, strengths, market conditions, and so forth. So I'll share with you very quickly that we started Wire International as a real estate company. What was our main idea? To have something called realtors, and then we will become the biggest, largest brokerage firm in Houston, Texas, and this is the business plan. It's so successful, and you see it on paper, and it looks so pretty. When you start performing and you start going there, a lot of things happen. A lot of emotions, a lot of frustrations. Because what you thought that was going to happen overnight, that you're going to open up your shop and people were going to flow, you're going to, you know, they were going to fill your place automatically. That doesn't happen. Then your dreams come down, your expectations are diminished, and then your actions get deviated to another route. But here is what I like to say. You start in point A, okay? That's your goal. You want to go and you start at point A. And that's your main objective. You're going to go to point A and then you start driving everything to point A, point B, and then, wow, things don't work in point A. Then you realize that you ended up in point B, which is not where you wanted to be. But point B, somehow, at some point, starts to open up other options, like going to point C, okay? And maybe D, and maybe E. And perhaps this is your real business. Point E is your real business plan. Not until you get started on point A, you would have never, ever imagined, possibly could experience that your real business was in this niche, in this market condition, in this strategy, in this service, in this product. So I wanted to talk about this before because the best way for you to get in business is to actually get in business, get started, not until you start experimenting. Why keep I saying do not chase money? Because a lot of people come to real estate with the expectations, oh my God, real estate is a lot of money in real estate. I'm gonna make a lot of money. And guess what? First month, 2 months, especially if you're in commercial real estate, that possibly you'll need at least a year and a half to 2 years of worth of savings before you hit your first deal, then a lot of frustration will come in. Now, I wanted to say this before I started with the formula, okay? Here is the formula. Here is the formula for any company to have any type of success. So there, in my opinion, 1, 2, at least 3 elements. that must be present in an idea. Sorry, I'm sweating over here because I was wearing this and super excited. Now, thank you, Rodolfo. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Jill. And I don't know who else is coming here. Let me check back here in my cameras. Okay, I'm just checking. So, number one element of your formula for profit or success is that you got to have an idea or a business plan. Idea, okay? You have to have that idea, not an idea that you think that is going to make you money right away, because that's going to be potentially causing you a lot of pain. That idea is the beginning. But as I mentioned before, is in order for you to get this idea and understand the complexity, the beauty, the ugly of this idea, you have to execute, you have to get in business. So the second element that you're going to need, and this is probably the most mistaken element on a formula, is called hard work, or let's call it here execution. So I want to elaborate a little bit more on the hard work, and this is probably where I have also made a lot of mistakes. Nothing replaces hard work. If you don't execute, you will not understand point A, B, C, and D, okay? Number two, hard work is essential because nothing will replace the execution, the activity. You will not figure it out. You will not understand if something was wrong or right until you actually went ahead and did it. But here is my observation. I grew up in Colombia, where it's very common, very normal to have a maid, okay? It's not only for rich people. It was just common when I grew up there. And to this point, our maid is still coming to our place. She goes to my mom's house and she helps in, and she's part of the family. She is an outstanding, extremely hard-working person. She's got this formula correct, down to the ground. Is this person a wealthy person? Is this person a rich person? Is this person a successful and a person with profit? No. I gotta say this, and I don't want to be harsh on anybody, but in reality is that no, well, in this case, she is not a rich person. As a matter of fact, she's poor. So here is the problem, because I'm going to add one more element here to my formula, okay? So hard work is not simply enough for you to become successful and have profit in your companies. If you are an entrepreneur, you're starting your own company, hard work, it's not enough, and it's not the entire formula, because if that was the case, our maid in Colombia will be a super rich, famous, or profitable person, and she's not. Unfortunately, she continues to be a poor person financially. She's a rich human being. Don't get me wrong. Don't judge me, or judge me if you want to. I think that's why I'm exposing myself. So she is not. So therefore, this got to be part of the equation, but it's not part. It's not the essential. It's not the main factor. Then we got here what we call an organizational chart. Excuse my paintings over here. You know, I like to be an artist. An organizational chart. Let me tell you, this is what Pablo Escobar completely understood. Every time I watch the news in Colombia, they will show, el cartel de Medellín, the Medellín cartel. For whatever reason, they will to retain or capture two of the capos or the leaders of the organization. Whenever the police or the military or the DEA was able to go into their offices per se, guess what they had there? An organizational chart. You know why? Because you can't do this alone. It's impossible to do this by yourself. You need people around you. You need people that get excited about what you're doing, number one. Number two, that can leverage your weaknesses. Number two, can leverage the hard work and able to go after more business or more opportunities if that's the case. So you need to work with a team. Most entrepreneurs are working home. I know you're working home right now. I know you are working alone at your house. This is great. Sometimes you get a little bit of peace, you get a little bit of concentration, but working alone, working in isolation is detrimental, my friends. This is why we created We Co-Work here in Houston, Texas. We're planning to bring it to other cities, and we're planning to bring it in other locations in Houston, Texas. But working alone, it's not the best way. If you're training for a marathon and you think you're doing great, once you start running and go to a park, Memorial Park, and you realize that in this park, there's so many other athletes running probably faster than you, then you say, holy crap, I need to step up my game. Or maybe I can start training with them, create a strategic team. A strategic team. So you need an idea, you need execution, you need a teamwork, and you need strategy, okay? You need a strategy. The strategy is what is going to take you from A to Z in the fastest possible way. This is what most entrepreneurs, including myself sometimes, have failed to recognize very early on stage. So thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Carla, for all the comments. So number one, first of all, this formula, you gotta have an idea, you gotta have a business plan, meaning getting in business. Do not wait until the business plan is correctly and perfect and all written. Do not wait for that. Go ahead and start executing, because once you have execution, then you can go and say, okay, I need more teams, I need more resources, I need more people, I need to start looking for solutions. Then you can begin spotting problems that eventually can become opportunities. So the strategy is the biggest thing that you need. You need to be strategic, like where you play chess. This is why, and I want to relate to Pablo Escobar again. Wrong example. I apologize, but hey, he got me out of my country, so at least I gotta give him some credit. So number one, when I talk about strategy, is when you look at American football, or you look at chess, or you look at basketball, you gotta have some plays, you know, against the competition or against the market or whatever you're trying to solve in the world. Because I know that Pablo Escobar, but I don't know, but I'm just guessing, he was not only obsessed only on the money, his obsession was to how much of the product, and you and I know what we're talking about, was he able to deliver on this side of the globe or everywhere in the globe in the fastest and the biggest way. Now, his business is considered illegal today. I'm not promoting any kind of business like that. I'm not promoting any illegal activities because I don't promote any of that. But speaking of the business side, I tell you that if you have the elements of an idea, you execute before you even do a business plan. Then you execute with hard work. Nothing replaces hard work, but it's not the only element. You create a team around you so you don't work in isolation. You go to a co-working office space to relate to others, to help you learn from their mistakes and also help others learn from your mistakes. And then have a strategy, specific strategy of how to tackle that market. You will become a profitable company. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. If you have any questions, if you have any feedback, please do me a favor. I'm doing this every single day. We're running training programs here at We Co-Work, and we are getting ready to give you all the training necessary for you to become a successful entrepreneur, to get that idea off the ground, not to write a business plan, to get that idea into a business and then realize what your real business is. So if you believe that anybody is getting into business, starting their own company, a startup, a small business owner, solopreneur, remote teams, do me a favor, tag them over here in the comments, share the video, turn on notifications. And I'm doing this because I believe that there's a lot of value in you over here, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. And this is my time to go, and possibly I will do this in Spanish tomorrow because it's about Pablo Escobar. Guys, thank you so much. I'm doing this because I care for you. I'm getting $0 in return because I'm doing this knowing and understanding that if you want to get in business, you will contact me, We Co-Work, Wire International, for any type of solutions that you may require. Come to the We Co-Work in Houston and experience living life on your terms and doing what others are doing. Send me a direct message. Don't be shy. Guys, have an amazing night. Thank you so much. And well, I want to dismiss everybody. Ciao, ciao. Arrivederci.